Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my Outward tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on essentials to know before leaving the village of Cierzo and getting a tribal favour. We want to get a tribal favour to pay our blood debt so we don't lose our lighthouse. Okay, so the first essentials to know about before leaving the village is that there's two people we have to speak to. If we do not, we risk losing a free skill. If you do, it's all right if you do lose the free skill if you don't do what I'm going to show you, because you can obviously buy that skill, but it's going to save you money, and it's nice to get stuff for free, isn't it? The second thing is about opening up a chest near the crashed ship that we crashed on. So notice at the moment I'm just going around the village gathering some free items. Here, look, we've got a felling great axe. I'm no doubt going to go overweight, but it's all good because we can sell this stuff, and it's important to have money at the beginning. So I'm going around the village. There's a number of bushes that you can gather gabberries from. I shouldn't call them gay berries, I don't know their sexual orientation. Anyway, they're gabberries. So there's about, I don't know, 6 of the bushes. Good for making food, for making rations and making money, which I'm going to show. Also these crab eye seeds, which are very useful for making a weapon proc item, which we are actually going to use for making money as well. We'll sell them to the merchants. But remember, we are on a timer. We're on 2 timers. One timer's 5 days before we lose our lighthouse. The second timer is we don't want it to get to night and get dark too quickly. There's stuff we need to do before then. Let's go up here, see if we can sell anything.
Is there something you need?
To the merchant, or anything we want to. I don't think there's anything we want to buy just yet from him, apart from a cooking pot we will need. Gonna need the axe. I'm gonna get one. That we don't need, so let's sell that. That'll give us 8 coins. Yeah, that's all we want to buy or sell. T-key confirms the transaction, so we got 40 coins. We can buy a cook. The first thing you want to buy in actual fact is the nomad backpack, because notice the backpack we've got at the moment, the one we're given for free, is only primitive, can only hold up to 25 weight, whereas the nomad backpack we can double our carry capacity, so we definitely want to pick that up. Let's buy it. There we go, that leaves us 15 coins. That's alright, we're not worried about that. The backpack, the one we've got, the primitive, we can just drop that on the ground. So if I go into the pocket and click on the nomad, there you go, it's switched over the backpacks and the other one's being dropped on the ground. We can just pretty much ignore that. Be like a bit of litter. Right, carrying on, because we do want to get stuff done before night falls. I would recommend, highly recommend to you, the very first 2 things you should do when you get into this little village is talk to the 2 people I mentioned. So the first one is Zan. He, I believe, is found on the beach. There he is, let's talk to him.
I wish I could greet you with a smile, but, well...
We both know that won't happen. He lacks breath. What a disaster. How are you holding up, buddy?
Yesterday I was leading our most ambitious expedition in a decade. Now, all that's left is this wreck, and a tribe in mourning.
I'm not holding up much better than you are. Let's see, choices. What happened? How did our ship sink so close to home? Let's do that one.
The lighthouse wasn't lit at the time we made impact with the rocks, I'm certain.
I remember thinking that we should have seen it by now, right before we hit the rock. Just to mention, I've turned up the brightness in the game. Only because I'm recording. Otherwise, the darkness in Outward is perfect. It's really atmospheric and perfect, but I think it will be too dark to record with because it'll be a series of darkness. You'll hear me waffling and talking, but you won't see what I'm actually doing. So I've turned the brightness up. Hopefully it's not too bright. We will see. Time will tell. I will adjust it if I think it is when I watch this episode. So anyway, we're talking to this guy and he said the lighthouse wasn't lit. It's funny how they only talk half the sentence and then you are left to read the rest. I remember thinking that we should have seen it by now, right before we hit the rock.
We lost everyone who was below the deck at the time of the accident.
Half the ship came apart before I was able to run aground. So we lost everything, all the coins, the spices, the armour and weapons.
Unfortunately, yes. What little we could salvage from the wreck has gone to the families of my drowned men.
My finances are reeling from this loss. I have barely enough left to start over. Still, we have no right to complain. All we lost was some coin and 4 months of time on this failed journey. My sailors lost their lives. Of course, their families need all the help they can get right now.
Kind as ever. Your parents will be proud.
Even struggling with your own problems, you still open up your heart to those in need. Your parents would be proud. Why, thank you, Sam.
The blood price on your head is disgusting. You weren't even born when that tragedy happened.
Now, you did have to go and mention the blood price, didn't you? And put me into a downer. It's unfair to hold anyone responsible for the crimes of their ancestors, especially if they were a mad old hag, which I'm guessing she was. You weren't even born when that tragedy happened. Oh, she must have killed someone. The plot thickens. I welcome the challenge. Besides, it's an excuse to get out there and find adventure. Yeah, let's go with that one. It's a more positive, isn't it?
More like find an early grave and lose a leg.
Yeah. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. My prosthetic arm and leg are a testament to how stupid that sentiment is. Yeah, look, he's got a peg leg, poor sod. Oh, and a hook for an arm or something.
Suffering doesn't help anyone. I often wonder if we're alive because of our tribal laws or in spite of them.
Any system that forces pain upon anyone innocent has no right to exist. I often wonder if we are alive because of our tribal... Yeah, he just said that.
I'm sorry I don't have better news. Best of luck with squaring things with Risa in the short term.
Well, I guess it's up to you to pick up the pieces. Best of luck. I guess I truly am on my own then.
Actually, I do have a small stash of
Here we
goods
go.
I hid in case of disaster.
Here we go. This is why we're talking to Zan now before we leave the town. Because otherwise you lose this option. But all is not lost, because once you know how to do this, you don't need to talk to him again if you start another game, because you know what to do. Anyway, I recommend doing this in this order. Actually, I do have a small stash of goods I hid in case of disaster. I hid it there, the old shipwreck to the south. When you open it, remember, and this is the important bit, that the moon commands the stars. You'll know what I mean. So I want you to remember that in case I forget. The moon commands the stars. There we go.
Remember, you're not just a link in a chain. You're worth more than the blood in your veins.
Take care of yourself and don't be a tool for others. Or maybe a fool for others, I don't know. Or you'll end up with missing limbs like me. Make your own path. Yeah, I like my arms and legs. Thank you, Zan. Okay, so that's him spoken to. I'm going to go speak to the second person. Now, the important thing to remember before speaking to the second person is you must have equipped the weapon you want to use for your combat at the start of the game. Now, you do have a choice, some choices. You have this machete, which is a one-handed blade, or you have this pitchfork, Now, the benefits between the machete and the pitchfork. The pitchfork is a two-handed weapon. Also, the pitchfork, you can see with the machete, it's going to do 12 damage and 12 impact, but the machete will do 16 damage and 14 impact. But there's another reason why I prefer the pitchfork. I look like a country bumpkin, don't I, with my old pitchfork? But anyway, your distance from the creatures to hit them can be further. Because I don't know if you're like me, but I'm useless with any combat games, which is generally why I go for magic caster or archer. But anyway, I do prefer the pitchfork because you can be further away from them to hit them, which is good because that means less chance of them hitting you back, because you can either dodge or run. Run being my usual option. I never remember to dodge, so I always get hit and then die. Right, so we got the pitchfork. Now, what class is the pitchfork? I think it's classed as a spear. So, and the reason this is relevant is because when we talk to the next person, they're going to give us a weapon skill of the weapon that we've currently got we're currently wielding. So before you speak to this next person, make sure you've got the weapon that you want.
What can I do for you?
Want the skill for.
All right.
So this is the blacksmith. He sells weapons, funnily enough. Okay, so over here, to give you some idea of what I'm talking about, here is an iron sword. It costs 20 coins. I could afford them. I could like sell that. That gives us 20 coins. So we can get the sword. So really your first question is, what weapon do you want to use? Well, I want a two-handed weapon because I prefer the two-handed. So I generally go for the iron claymore. See that that's 24 damage, 26 impact, 25, 24. And something else to bear in mind is, without trying to overcomplicate this, there's a certain merchant in this Cierzo village which we're going to keep going back to get ingredients to make a weapon that has a proc on it. And I don't know what weapon we're going to get that proc for, so it's a bit of a dice roll. It could be I buy this iron grate hammer to use that, and then the merchant will have items to make a nice item using the iron claymore. So I'd just say, doesn't matter, just go, I'm going to stick with the pitchfork, save money. So I've got the weapon equipped that I want to use. I'm now going to go talk to the person who we need to before we leave this village. And it's the guy up here, Burak, who's standing before the gates. It looks like he's wearing a deer's head, an antler helm. So if we talk to him.
Whoa! Hold up there. Where do you think you're going?
So just to remind you, if you by mistake exit the village of Cierzo before you talk to this guy, he won't then give you this weapon skill we're going to get. So that's why we're doing it before we go outside the gates.
Oh, not like that you aren't. You need at least an equipped weapon, a water skin, and an equipped backpack before you're ready to face the outside world. If I let you adventure outside without basic equipment, you'll be marching to your own death. If you're pressed to find a weapon, make yourself a quarterstaff.
Right, so I've got a backpack on.
I'm also sure you can find a spare water skin by the... And I
right.
can't let you out in this. Come back when you're seriously ready.
Right, okay, farewell. So, there you go. What we got to do is go get a water skin. Let's gather up more berries. Right, now, as luck would have it, if we come over here to the right, to the north of the village, there's a clean water source, and there's also a water skin. Remember, money's important at the beginning of the game, and wherever you can, save it. So, we've saved a bit of money, is what I'm getting at. Let's have a drink. There we go, that's sorted that out. Now, I've got a fishing spear, forget what the game calls it, and there's some fish over here. So you gather fish, and just to show you, can you see them swimming in the water there? That's what it looks like with the fish. So I'm going to hold F, and it will automatically equip and use the right tool. Oh, I haven't got it. I thought I picked up a harpoon. What on earth is going on? Oh, so I must have lost the fishing harpoon. It doesn't matter, there's another free one over here on the end of the pier. I didn't realise that. I thought you kept the stuff you got at the very beginning. Obviously not. Right, we got a fishing harpoon. There we go. Right, we got one raw fish. It's random, the items you can get. There's quite a few you can get from the fish in the water. So it's always good to harpoon the fish. There's 3 fish spots along the beach. Another raw salmon. So there's one more fishing spot, which is up here. Ah, before I forget, in this little rack is a free machete. Again, we can sell it, make a bit of money. And another raw salmon. Right, okay, next let's go over here. There's a stash, or junk pile. Always nice to get free items. I'm sure you'll agree. This junk pile does not respawn. The fish on the beach respawn after 1 day. So if we sleep in the bed for 24 hours, all the fish would have respawned and all the bushes will get the resources back on them. Let's turn the lantern off. Remember the V key turns the lantern on and off. Let's harvest these. Ah, do you see there I got an ochre spice beetle? That's useful for many things, which I will demonstrate in crafting. Oh, I've done that bush. What about this bush? So I'm making sure before the end of the first day I've gathered up all the bushes. Ah, there's an item in here as well on the ground. So we'll get that. It's just over here. There we go. It's a wood axe, I think. And we're going to sell to this vendor.
Greetings, friend.
We don't need the machete. And we are going to need a wood axe, so we'll keep that. So it's just that I'm selling. The lantern, I'm going to get another one so I can sell that. Let's make a bit more money. Got 2 of them, so we can sell one. Yeah, look, we got 30 coins back already. Okay, right, now, if you remember, I mentioned previously, don't carry food in your pocket if you don't need it. So what I'm going to do, down here's where I'm going to put my fires. For now, I'm going to drop all of the items that can rot. So I'm going to drop my bread on the ground. I'm going to move a little bit away, drop the berries. And you will notice that they rot much slower. You're going to see how long they last. Drop the fish. Actually, I've got enough money. Because so many things I want to show, so many things I want to do. I've got the money though to buy a cooking pot, so I'm going to need to do that. For that though, I need to get some wood, so let's harvest a tree. Let's put a campfire down. We'll put it over here. So we go to crafting. Get a campfire. I'm going to put that down. Just there. I'm going to now go and purchase a cooking pot.
Is there something you need?
Got just enough money. Oh, look at that. Time has gone. Time flies when you're having fun. Ain't that a fact? Right, okay, so what am I doing with the cooking pot? Well, that you'll find out in the next episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.